Hi, I'm Dr. Richard Jermyn, Dean of the Rowan-Virtua School of Osteopathic Medicine. Welcome to Dialogue with the Dean, our podcast series dedicated to highlighting the thought leaders who are advancing the mission of our medical school. Our mission is to foster innovation, elevate excellence in education, and advance transformative healthcare practices. In this very, very special episode today, it commemorates our 50th anniversary of the Rowan-Virtua School of Osteopathic Medicine's charter. We are thrilled here to have very special guests to commemorate this amazing milestone. President of Rowan University, Dr. Houshmand, and our newly appointed Chancellor, Tony Lowman. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming here today.
Glad to be here, thank you.
There's so much we want to talk about today, so let's go ahead and get into it. So we kind of polled some of our faculty and our students for some questions that they wanted to hear from you guys directly. And one of which comes directly from our faculty. And that is, with so many institutions of higher education struggling nationally and in the state of New Jersey, we're very healthy here. So what is the magic sauce here?
The magic sauce is to recognize that we as a university cannot do everything by ourselves and we need partners. So one thing that we are very good at is creating partnership with people who want to come and expand the university and add benefit from it, specifically in areas where we believe that we are not very good at. And they are, other aspect of the running an academic institution, yes, you deal with the knowledge creation and knowledge impartment, but the rest of your activities, whether it's landscaping, whether it's food, whether it's housing, and all of those things are the stuff that really we are not very good at. This is not our training. So we have done a lot of partnership. That's one thing. Number two, we have become very, very aggressive in fundraising and generating revenue that way. And number three, trying to really run the institution, especially the non-academic aspect of the university, like a business, applying business principle everywhere, making sure that every dollar that you spend is accounted for, there is a reason for that, there is a justification for that. When you do all of those things and really run the place responsibly with capable individuals who are really good at their job, then good things happen. That's really what has happened.
And I want to say we have capable, amazing faculty and staff that
of course
work
we
for
do, yes.
Rowan University. And 3 years in as dean, I have to say it's been amazing to see not only our talent that we have, but how we've grown our talent,
of course,
both on all our campuses. And speaking about growth, I'm going to ask Dr. Lowman, we have a new administrative structure here, right? We now have a new chancellor. Congratulations, Chancellor Lowman.
Thank you.
And we have vice chancellors and deans. And I guess the question to you is, why did we make this change?
So I think this piggybacks on the last question you asked the president about how do we do this? What's our secret sauce? So go back to the pillars that the president just outlined. From there, why does it work? It works because we have a leader who then puts the trust in the people to operationalize the plan. As long as we agree on a couple of key tenets. Number one, we have to get along, we have to respect each other as leaders, and we have to work together to our strengths to make sure that the plan is delivered. Once we can agree on that, we are empowered by the president to all do the jobs we need to do, as long as we focus on one thing. We focus on our students, the well-being, and the outcomes of the students. So I think this is structurally another step that allows the leaders of the institution to continue to do our jobs and serve our students responsibly, giving them affordable, high-quality education that prepares them for a world. And in turn, it allows the boss here to focus on finding the resources, finding the funding from whether it be donors, government, or partners that allow us to do our jobs. So I think this change really sets us up well for the next 5, 10, even 15 years.
But I'm sorry, just one addition to that. It also enables us now, given our position, given that relative to many other institutions, we really are very stable and growing. We are actually the third fastest growing public research university in the nation. We have been for the past several years. It enables us now to take advantage of this opportunity and expand further by having an administrative infrastructure that if I create another campus, then I can appoint another chancellor. I can have an chancellor for the health sciences because we are a giant when it comes to health sciences. So that's the purpose. That's an additional one. It enables us to expand without kind of creating too much chaos within the administrative structure.
So change within growth. Now, maybe talk a little bit some of the challenges that we have. I think it's fair to say a lot of changes happened both nationally and regionally in the last few months especially. And both in the business of the work that we all do, teaching, healthcare, and obviously research. What advice can you give our faculty, our researchers, and our students to how to navigate this very changing climate that we're in right now?
The greatest advice that I give them is that embrace to the extent you can, to a maximum extent actually, the technology that is coming at you. Use the artificial intelligence for the good rather than being fearful of it. Embrace the technology and try to change the role of a faculty from basically a sage on the stage into a guide on the side, because the knowledge is available to everybody. So you are no longer the knowledge creator or knowledge owner. Every student, the chances are some of your students probably in some areas of IT that are ahead of you. So how do you create that environment where you still can impart knowledge while at the same time taking advantage of all the technologies? I think that's something that we are going to invest heavily in on, because we really believe the future belongs to those who embrace technology maximally in everything that we do, not only in teaching, but also in the way that classrooms are built, in the way that buildings are built, in the way that degrees are awarded, in the way that credentials are defined. In every facet, we have to look at this thing, because the world is changing very, very fast, and unfortunately, higher educations are not very good at kind of changing fast along with the changes that happens around them.
Dr. Houshmand, I literally this morning saw some data on college enrollments in IRT and IT technology, et cetera. I'm it's hugely growing, as you just mentioned before. I just want to stay with this point for 1 second. If a student is looking either at the medical school, the research programs that we all have, or even in our undergraduate program, what is putting us in that environment a little bit above, say, everybody else?
There are a number of factors. Number one, we are what I proudly define ourselves as a blue-collar university. We are really more inclusive than exclusive. We would like to include anybody who wants to come and get a Rowan degree. We want to give them an opportunity. That's very important. So we really embrace the notion that people can come in and seek their degree to the extent that they are willing to work hard and study hard. Doesn't matter what their high school GPA was. Doesn't matter what their SAT was. Come over here and show us. Number two, create a safe campus. Every parent who sends their loved one to you, they expect their kids to be taken care of. So we create a safe environment. Number three, create a home away from home. Because these are 17 and 18-year-old, yes, in the case of medical school, 23-year-old, but at the same time, these are the best years of their lives, and you want to create an environment that while they're studying, at the same time, they feel safe and at home and valued and respected. And number four, make it affordable so that people do not break their back. I know that medical schools are expensive and everything else, but to the extent that you can really manage the finances so that you do not balance your budget at the back of students, if you can do these things, I think people will come. The differentiators are safety, security, home away from home, and a good education for anybody who wants it.
So if I heard you right, we're investing in the communities that we're servicing.
Absolutely we are. Absolutely, it's our role, yes.
Yes, and that's the magic mix there.
Absolutely, yes. We need to really have to recognize, I mean, if you look at many universities, especially land grants universities in the country, they've always built this fictitious wall around them, and they think that they can do everything by themselves without really worrying about the communities within which they're located. I think we need to if we want to move up and lift ourselves, we need to lift the community with us.
Yes.
Otherwise, we're going to create a haves and have-not and create a tension, and I think we need to avoid that.
I think at any time in our history, this is more important now.
Oh, absolutely it is, yes.
Dr. Lowman, from as the chief educator, as chancellor here at the university, what's your take on investing in the communities that we service and beyond? Because I've heard you talk about that.
Well, I'm gonna take it from a different angle than he took it from first, and I'm gonna tie back to the last question on challenges, because that investment's working, and we're sitting here having right now different conversations than probably 95% of the universities in the country. We are, I mean, you're involved in one of the projects on our other campus with expansion.
Absolutely.
To grow your programs. We're expanding with a new nursing school. We're expanding with the vet school. We're expanding in research space. But we're going to have conversations expanding capacity for students to live on our campus. So where other universities right now are judging themselves by the credentials of the students that they can take and reject, our focus on giving everyone an opportunity right now. We have more demand for our dorms, for example, in September than we have beds, which suddenly makes it a different challenge. So I think this conversation all of us had, our deans, our leadership, about giving all of the students who want a Rowan degree, a college degree, a pathway to get a degree is working. It's resonating with our communities. We have happy students as judged by every year our graduating class gets larger, and every year our first year class gets larger. So it works, it's the right approach, but I don't want to say a problem, but it's going to present new challenges that we have to think through on how do we serve all these students. And that goes back to the restructuring academically, right? Where are we going to put these students? Do we expand to other campuses? Who is to lead those campuses? And where are the programs going to go? So I think it's a great strategy. It's great to buy in to these things and see them work.
Yeah, I say this to every high school student. Right before here, I was talking to some college students and high school students that want to go to medical school. And I said, you can come here. We're going to help you navigate now through Rowan into medical school. Yep. And that's our challenge.
And I look back to a conversation all of us had when I became the provost in 2019, when the medical schools were maturing as parts of Rowan, had gotten through the original humps. We presented a plan to the president that said, we want to become a health science powerhouse.
Yes.
And look at us.
Yes.
In just a short few years, we are a health science powerhouse.
So as we all do always in these podcasts, I always circle back to what we start out with. You are moving our mission forward. So my last question to both of you is, what I heard you both say loud and clear is our mission, our pillars are critical to who we are, right, at Rowan, but our community and the communities we serve, all three of those, right? So what I'd like to ask you all is, why is that important?
Because first of all, we are an academic institution. What is our mission? Our mission is to train the future of America, future workforce, so that the next generation runs this country. Okay, so that's the most fundamental mission that you could ever define. You get 16, 17, 18-year-old kids who have been taken care of by their families and everything has been prepared for them. Suddenly you get these kids in a new environment where they have to balance their own budget, figure out, make their own bed and have their own food and wash their own clothing and all of that. And this is really what our mission is, and we need to make sure that we stick with our mission, keep on training the future workforce, and at the same time, as a major economic entity, we are an $850 million operating budget, create opportunities for our community so that everybody get lifted up. It's absolutely essential to do that, because it's our mission. Remember, at the end of the day, your salary, my salary, his salary, everybody else is the taxpayer's money. It's either through the direct tuition and fees or appropriation from the state. Everything is somebody else's money. So it's our responsibility to respond to that, and respond to it in such a way that it's beneficial to the society as a whole. And I think that's really what our core mission is.
Last word, Dr. Lowman.
I think what he said it perfectly. If a simpler summary is simply, we're part of the community, number one. We're an anchor of the community. And I think the community understands that they don't thrive without the educational institution. And guess what? We don't thrive without them. Without them and without supporting them, there's no need for us. So it's a beautiful symbiotic relationship.
Well said, very scientifically, I may add. And once again, I want to thank you both for coming here, kicking off our 50th year. And once again, I want to thank our viewers tuning in every month as I bring you our thought leaders that are moving our mission forward. I will see you next month. And happy 50th anniversary to everyone.